Aloha and welcome back, interdimensional, intergalactic friends. This is Wolf, and you're tuned into Waking Up with Wolf Inspirational Team Meditations. Woo! Thank you again, everyone, so much for joining in, for making this a part of your routine, a part of your morning ceremony, for us to be able to come together, to be able to help practice leveling up, to practice holding space, to just be able to hang out with each other, to be able to have some fun, to be able to do a little bit of meditation, mindfulness, and to be able to put our intentions out there and to be able to change the entire world by changing the world within. Remember, change begins from within. So thank you again, everyone, for those of you joining in, looking to make sure that we got things set up across all platforms, across all networks. Thank you to those of you tuned in on YouTube. If you want to take an extra moment here to be able to invite your friends, to be able to like this video, to be able to get yourself all nice and comfortable. So again, thank you so much, everyone. For those of you who are joining us, perhaps even in the future as well, equally appreciated. For those of you who are tuned in on TikTok as well, I know a lot of people are recently connecting to the team that we are building here, and that's a big part of what we're doing here. It's not just, hey, let's just get up and meditate. It's like, hey, let's like come together as a team and direct our focus towards something that's really important. And what are we directing our focus towards? Personal development, leveling up within this game. So for those of you who are here, go ahead and just start getting yourself comfortable. If you need to get a drink of water, go ahead and do that. But at this point, just begin moving your body, gently moving your body. We're going to walk you through the routine that we normally do here. So even just bringing a couple stretches into whatever it is that you need to do. Make any sort of weird noises. Pretend you're like a bear waking up from hibernation. Oh man, that would feel good. So again, at this point in the meditation, we're just going to begin listening to our body. Such a simple but such a powerful thing to be able to do. So to do that, you can just kind of like roll your shoulders wherever you need them, and even just begin connecting with your breath. Throughout this practice, the more you do it, you're just going to get more aware of your ability to just be like present with your breath and become aware of like what that actually feels like. So even before we start moving into the massage of our body, let's just take a moment here to literally just begin our day with perhaps that first really meaningful breath. So go ahead, together, deep gentle inhale through the nose and the mouth. Nice soft exhale through the nose and the mouth. Let's just do one more of those. Deep, gentle inhale, straighten the spine. Nice, soft exhale. Now continue to keep with that rhythm as you breathe here, and then just gently begin massaging your body wherever you feel that your body needs it. And again, when we massage our body, like there's so many benefits being able to do this. Again, I kind of like to remind people that it's almost like in the same way you would take a shower and you would like scrub yourself with soap. Like imagine you're like doing that, but you're like massaging your body. So kind of find like every single place within your body that you can just take an extra couple moments here to just kind of use your fingers, use your hands, but also to be able to just like focus your energy, to be able to send any sort of gratitude, to be able to just like take a moment here to just be present in the sensations of your body. And there may be parts of your body that may just be like a little extra tight. So again, when we take these extra moments here, it's also, again, just opening up the channels, opening up the energy. Like, you think about it, right? Like, if you were to, again, I always compare this to, like, sports and things like that. Say you had, like, some sort of, like, big sporting event, like a hockey game. Obviously, that's a metaphor I use. But say, you had, like, a hockey game, and you're just like, okay, like this is a really important game, but we're just gonna, like, start, like, right away, and we're not gonna warm up, and we're not gonna practice. And then that first shift, you get on there, and you're like, I'm stiff, like I'm still warming up and everything like that. So rather than like warming up like halfway through the first period, let's use this time now to kind of like warm ourselves up for our day. And so again, this is the practice, and just remind ourselves of what it actually means to be able to practice. So this is practicing just being in our breath, practicing being with our body. So again, right now I'm just kind of like massaging my lower back. Take a moment here, even just like massaging like underneath the ribs. For For those of you on YouTube, thank you again. I know on YouTube it kind of like blows out from the light. It's because it's like extra. It's like snowing out right now. So I know on YouTube like the light's kind of like flushing out part of my face. I apologize for that. But again, just taking a moment here. Just going to massage our legs. And just continuing to breathe. So again, for everybody here, just thanking everybody here. For those of you who may be new, you've probably come across me maybe through TikTok recently, or just maybe a friend sent you this. My name's Brendan. I go by Mystic Spider-Man or Skull Babylon or Wolf Shield. And again, we've been doing these meditations for quite some time. Just keep massage all the way down to your feet. Eventually, we're going to massage our soles, and we're going to work our way back up to our face. And so again, the intention behind these broadcasts is always so important because, like, yes, meditation is very important. Oh, I like that, that weird curl in my hair right now. I like the idea. It's just like tune in every day as Brendan's hair just gets like more and more wild. Right? We're at that point for all of us, I'm sure. But again, the intentions with this broadcast is to be able to like hold space for being able to create very powerful and very intentional routine, right? And it would be interesting just kind of, again, like as an experiment. It's just like, okay, like, next week, like no waking up with Wolf. Like, what would you do with your morning? Like, what would your routine look like, right? And so by us just being here together, it's a really, really cool way to just kind of like create that feeling of excitement, to create that feeling of anticipation. And people will actually, like, again, I know for so many of you who are joining into this, you look forward to this, which is like super humbling to me, and no pressure at all. It's like, oh God, Brendan, like they're expecting another good show. Don't disappoint. Big smiles. But no, I enjoy it. I really, really do enjoy it. And again, it gives me a sense of purpose. It gives me a sense of reason just to be able to show up here. But beyond that, again, the intention. And again, I'm just massaging my foot right now. So for those of you who are here, massage like the bottom of your feet. Like I'm putting my foot up towards the camera just so I can prove that, yes, I do have feet. But again, when you massage your feet, like that's literally just kind of like taking a moment here to kind of massage the meridians of the entire body. Those of you who've been tuned in before, you already are quite well aware of that. But again, the intentions behind this is multiple-fold. It's like literally to be able to help do the things that are going to help awaken our individual consciousness, such as opening up more of our energetic body, such as practicing mindfulness, such as sharpening the sword of our will. Like that's a super, super important thing because like the will, the mind, it atrophies if you don't use it, right? That's like why when you get older, it's like you got to keep using your mind. You got to keep using your mind. So this is a literal way for us to be able to keep sharpening our sword. And that sword is going to help us move through our day with more awareness, with more willpower, with more grace, with more gratitude. And again, the other big part of this is the idea that this is us moving the story forward. And what is that story? And again, I'm just massaging my feet right now. So keep massaging yourself wherever you feel you need to. We're just kind of hanging out, right? Like a few people are just kind of joining still right in this moment. And thank you for those of you just joining in, even on the fly. But again, the story that we are building is this story of the assembling of a global team of shifters, of light guardians. Shifters is a term that I've been using in this, in the context of this project, Paradigm Shift Central, which I started 10 years ago, right? So it's like, just begin massaging all the way up to, or let's massage your hands right now. So again, I was just like doing this, kind of like the feet, just dig in deep with your fingers into your hands. If that's comfortable, anything that you do here, like make it your own. If you're just like, oh, that doesn't feel comfortable, don't do it, right? Like, but sometimes it's like, oh, like that uncomfortableness is just kind of like you kind of like moving stagnant, kind of like just like this stiffness, you're kind of like you're opening it up a bit. So be aware of like what's uncomfortable and what's just kind of like, that feeling you get when you kind of push into somewhere that's like, ooh, that's opening. But again, this project that I started 10 years ago with like the same degree of passion that I carry with it today. Because even then I'm like, yo, like this is important. Back then, 2012 was still on the horizon. And I'm like, okay, people are waking up. What do they need? They need a team. They need community. They need a story. They need something they can unite around. They need something that's going to inspire and motivate them and give them a sense of hope. And so what it is that we're doing right now, just moving your hands up to your face, you start massaging your face. What we're doing right now, again, like this is literally like us coming together as a team, holding space for one another's growth, being mirrors of reflection, and working together in this shared common story that continues to fuel courage and inspiration inside of us. And this courage and inspiration inside of us comes in relation to our ability to see ourselves within the story as the heroes within our own journeys, as the idea of being a shifter or a light guardian. It's the same word for the same thing. And a shifter is someone who is intentionally helping assist with the shift in consciousness through acts of creativity and compassion. And so the light guardian is just kind of like the timeless term for that archetype. The idea that the light guardian is an archetype that has existed beyond time itself, that has existed like even like on other planets and other eons, if you want to think about it that way. So again, just massaging all the way up to the top of your head. We'll do some EFT tapping in a second. And the light guardian is the one who helps bring balance in the dance between shadow and light, in the dance, not even in the dance of shadow and light. So when shadow looms, light is called to rise. And so now again, like, and it's not even just like, oh, like this is like an us versus them. Like, no. One of the biggest things I'll ever tell you that you can kind of like practice wrapping your head around is that like within all these stories, you'll hear all these things and, you know, there's a lot of different ideas out there and everything like that. If you can understand that there is no us versus them, it's literally just us. Which is like something that takes a little bit of time to wrap your head around. You're like, wait, what? But it literally is just us. So this is like us doing what we can to help wake ourselves up, to call ourselves into being, to call ourselves into purpose, into destiny. And so by us doing this individual work, again, this is the part of us that is remembering who we are. And so a big part of my motivation was like, yo, like, I came to my own kind of remembrance that like, okay, like I'm like a spiritual being having this human experience. And that same spark is inside everyone. And so I want to be able to like hold space where more and more of us can help find our way back to that knowing. And to not just know that, but to like use that knowledge to implement it so that we can help better the lives of others. And that's what we're doing here. This is literally like awakening our own consciousness. And what does that mean? That's we'll talk more about that. And then in turn, showing up in service, showing up in purpose, being beacons of light, being the Jedi, the guardians, right? So if that resonates with you, please feel free to drop some 1111s in the chat. You guys are, again, you guys are awesome. But yeah, and then again, the other parallel story of this, you can take this from like the superhero approach where it's like, here's Mystic Spider-Man building a real world team of superheroes. And you're one of them. So it's like, again, it's like those movies, those Marvel movies, those superhero comic books, like they're like archetypes for what we're doing, where it's like, again, like Avengers assemble. It's like light guardians assemble. Let's do the inner work. Let's practice mindfulness. Let's practice creativity. Let's practice being courageous and compassionate. And let's assemble. And let's create this story. And let's invite other people to be able to be a part of this story. Because I know... And we're going to move into EFT tapping. I'm just kind of talking here just to kind of hype you up. That's what my job, like I'm a hype man, right? Like, before like the Avengers go into some sort of big fight, like someone's got to give like some sort of big talk, right? So like this is the talk that I give you guys every morning to hype it up, to really help you feel this story and to realize how true this story is. And so again, like this is literally like us, like again, just kind of like realizing how powerful we are and becoming better dreamers within the dream. And again, what does that mean? What does that mean? Let's explore that. Let's explore that together. Let's unlock that mystery and let's really drop into the space where we understand each and every single day how much of a gift this life truly is. And I know for a lot of us out there, and maybe you're still massaging right now, I know for a lot of us out there, one of the hardest things within this journey is feeling like you're alone. And we've all gone through that where it's like, oh, I'm going through this big awakening, but I have no one to talk to and people don't understand me. And then for us to be able to create a space where it's like, I see you. Like, I see you because I see me and therefore I see you. And so this is a place where for those of us who may feel like outcasts and rebels and, the weird ones, like this is a place for us to be able to come together and be like, oh, the reason why I didn't fit in was because I'm here to be able to like make a difference. So, all right, let's move into our EFT tapping. I hope just, again, me speaking these words is just speaking something to your heart that's like, okay, yes. So we're not just doing meditation here. Like, this is literally moving the story forward. And that's why, and again, just tap here, follow my lead. We're going to do some mantra stuff in a second. We're just kind of tapping here. Again, I know we're kind of like multitasking. But again, like, that's why for me, part of my role, part of my job, like my literal job that I've created for myself is to be an ambassador. To be an ambassador for my content, for our community content, to go out there to find other people, to like find people like on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, and I'm like, yo, like, you're a badass, like, do you want to sync up? Like, here's this team we're building, come check it out. And again, to be able to help invite more people to tune in. Like, a big part of the reason, like, you know, like me creating content on Instagram is this very synchronistic, powerful way where every single person who sees my content, which is literally like new people every minute, like literally every 10 minutes, there's at least one or two people that are coming across our content. And then for them to be invited back to what we are doing, for them to be able to like see a path back to what we are creating. And if they resonate with it, they'll be like, I'm going to join in on this. I want to be a part of this. And there's a million other spiritual communities and things out there. So go explore what feels right. But the fact that you've like chosen to hang out with us, with me, with the team, with the global team of shifters and light guardians, like, that means a lot to me. So I appreciate it. And again, if you resonate with this, go ahead, share this broadcast with your friends and invite more people to be a part of the team we're building. So, okay, let's do a little bit of like EFT tapping with mantra work. Again, when we do this is like opening up the meridians. For those of you who may be new to this, we're going to do here, we're going to speak words of affirmation. So what you're going to do here, you're going to speak words like, I am inspired, I am loving, I am kind, I am courageous, I am compassionate, I am a shifter, I am a light guardian, I am a psychedelic superhero, I am learning every day, I am both a student and a teacher, I am remembering, I am carrying with me an ancient wisdom within my heart, I am becoming more of who I am here to be, I am nurturing the seed, I am expanding my love into the realms beyond this one. I am anchoring in the cosmic forces of the universe. I am a multidimensional being. I am remembering who I am. So again, speak some words for yourself. Just take a moment here. Kind of like speak your own affirmations. So go ahead. You can just kind of like speak your own. I'll just kind of like speak my own for myself. Awesome. I can like hear you whispering too. It's like I'm such an awesome person. I'm so cool. I'm adorable. So again, just taking a moment here and just be like, I am a part of an unfolding story that is bigger than just me. I am a member within an amazing team. I am light. I am love. Awesome. All right. Go ahead, gently just kind of shake out your hands. We're going to bring ourselves into our mindfulness practice meditation. It really warms my heart to, again, see more and more people joining us live each and every single day that we do this. And that's thanks to you. Thanks to you by sharing this. So again, for those of you who have been making a habit of this, thank you for being the vanguards, and thank you for creating the energy that, like, in a multidimensional sense, creates like a gravity where more people are like, yo, like I feel really called to be a part of this. So thank you again. We got over like 25 people tuned in right now, which again, like in some cases you see other people doing broadcasts and they have like 500 people tuned in by default. We'll get there someday, but again, for me, 25 people is equally as meaningful, because I know for each and every single one of us as 25 individual people can go on and create a ripple effect that will affect 10 people, 25 people around us. And so right there, like, that's a big ripple effect where the work we're doing is a fractal, and by us just working on ourselves is making a difference within the whole. So thank you for anchoring this energy, and yeah, let's keep going viral together. Like, keep tuning in, and then you're going to be able to look back on the day and be like, I remember when we were doing this broadcast and there was only 25 people tuned in live, and now here we are with like 200 people tuned in live. Who knows, right? So that's my job, right? Going viral on TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff, and then like doing dope broadcasts as a team. Like, what a dope tactic, right? So strategy. All right, okay. From here, we're going to drop into our mindfulness practice. And thank you again, everyone, for joining into this. And just before we do that, huge special thank you again to our Patreon supporters. Our next goal with Patreon is 150 supporters. I'd love to be able to see, like, if we can make that by the end of the month, that'd be dope. So again, Patreon is a place where you can support the content I do with a monthly contribution. If you are in a position financially to be able to make that choice, please feel free. And you can check out more through the Patreon link in my profile. Information's in the YouTube. You can send me a direct message if you have any questions. You can join as a leading member, and that's when you can like get access to me as a conscious media creation coach. We're going to be doing some more things. Like I'll be having like my virtual classroom, my virtual office available. You can join on-air broadcast. Lots of cool stuff. So again, that's an option. That's an invite for you to be able to join. And thank you again to everyone. And thank you to our Patreon supporters as well. So, all right, let's drop into our mindfulness practice. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to literally just practice connecting with our breath. And we're going to do some like very basic mindfulness practice. This is going to feel basic, but this is going to be very, very important. This is going to be a great practice for those of us who may be new. And even for those of us who are experienced, this is still one of the most important practices. And that's why we go back to it. For those of you who tuned in before, should we do the laughter yoga? Do you guys want to do the laughter yoga before we go into it? Drop a 333 if you're just like, please, Brendan, do the laughter yoga. Just once. For those of you tuned in before, you saw we did the pranayama. We're not going to do that every day, but stick around. Join in again tomorrow and we'll do that again. And again, for those of you who are new, yes, live Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, it looks like you guys want to do the laughter yoga. So, okay. I understand. Don't let me forget it. Let's do the laughter yoga. You're just like I came here for the giggles. Make me laugh. It's one of my abilities as a wizard to, I don't know, hold space for laughter, I guess. That's a really powerful thing when you think about it. Like, what is laughter? Laughter is like one of the purest forms of like divinity expressing itself when you think about it. Like, humor is actually such a beautiful thing because it's like this like very present experience. So when you're laughing, you are just like so in the present moment and you're just in this place of like deep gratitude and even awe. Like, have you ever had an experience where you've seen something so beautiful where you're like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. Like, it's weird that that's our reaction. So okay, so for those of you who are here like my voice cracked, for those of you who are here, let's do a little bit of laughter yoga. And then we'll go into our quiet, mindful practice. So again, I know you guys like this, and it's literally important to be able to like laugh every day, right? Once we reach 150 people on Patreon, I'll just do a 1-hour broadcast of laughter yoga. And then you can just like watch it on repeat or whatever. So, all right, that's our incentive. Let's get 150 Patreon supporters. Who's going to be the next person to sign up? Will it be you? Make it happen. Let's do it. All right, okay. Laughter yoga. What we're going to do here, we're going to focus on the exhale. So again, I'm just doing the introduction. For those of you who are here, you've probably seen this before, but for those of you who are new, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the team. What we're going to do, we're going to focus on a deep inhale, and then the exhale is going to come automatically. So it's going to be like, ha, 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 ha. And you can, if you want it, you can even put your hands here so you can kind of like feel like kind of how the muscle works, where it's like a ha, ha, ha. And it's just focusing on the exhale. Don't even really focus on the inhale. This is like a breath they do like at the end of like yoga classes sometimes. And what you do this, and eventually it becomes like ha, 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 ho, ho, ho. Like one of the first times I saw this was Alan Watts. Like it was an Alan Watts, and he's one of my inspirations. And just imagine Alan Watts laughing in your mind. He's like ho, 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 ho. So what you're gonna notice here, I want you to literally like tap into the same vibration. And as I'm laughing, give yourself permission to laugh, and then you're going to give so-and-so permission to laugh. Your cat might be like, but that's okay. That's my impersonation of a cat. Like, sometimes they look like that, man. They're just like, what are you doing, human? Okay. Breathe. Feeling good. Thank you again for joining. So, this is changing the world right now. Like, literally. This is, again, like, let's do this. Let's get 1,000 people tuned in, and let's just do laughter yoga. Like, that's so powerful, right? Like, seriously. Okay. Take a couple breaths here. Clear out any breath you gotta bring in. There we go. Okay. Follow my lead. Deep, gentle inhale, exhale on your own. So nice big inhale. Big exhale. Big inhale together, and then focus on the exhale. Ha, 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 ha. Keep riding that wave. Here comes the giggle wave. keep it going. 10 more seconds. Feel those abs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, working up a sweat here. Ooh, I got the vapors. I don't think that's the right word. Okay. All right. One more round. You guys ready for that? You guys are pros at this. So now you know. Like, again, what was it? What was I saying yesterday? Where it's like, what's your superpower? Like, my superpower is that my happiness does not determine on my external situations. Like, that's my superpower. Like, seriously though, like, just the idea that it's like, think about that. It's like, yo, like, imagine you're like, like today's feeling like a little heavy and stuff like that. But it's like, I could use a good laugh. Okay, I'm just gonna make myself laugh. Like, I'll just do that, right? So it's like, you can literally do it from the approach of it's like, oh, this is just a breath exercise. So again, breath exercises are so important. And again, it's, if you ever feel yourself kind of moving heavy, like, use the things that we're doing in these broadcasts to help you. Like, these are like coping mechanisms. Call them what you want. These are tools, techniques, body movement, laughter yoga, mindfulness, meditation, being here like with the team and everything like that. Okay. Alright, let's do this one more time. Alright. And while you're doing this, I want you to like think of like silly things or something like that. Alright. Or just be in your breath. Okay. Alright. Thank you for those of you who literally come here and who are not only laughing at me, but laughing with me. It means a lot. Opposed to some of the people that just laugh at me. No, it's okay. I don't care. Whatever works for you. Alright. One more deep inhale, exhale to get super serious mode. Inhale, exhale. Big exhale. Inhale together. Laugh mode, engage. Ha, 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 ha. Think of a duck wearing shoes. Just do it, quick. That's so stupid. Why would a duck wear shoes? Think of a banana slipping on a human. What? That doesn't even make sense. Hold it here for 5 more minutes. No. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8. Go really deep. And then ride that last exhale. I want your very last laugh. You're going to ride it into a mantra. We're going to do something different here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we bring it down. All right. Drop an 11-11 if you laughed. Hopefully. Drop a 3-3-3 if you cried. Can you see? I got like, that's a real tear right there. If you can see that. That's like some real laughter tears. This is like sacred stuff right here. It's like a sacred laughter tear right there. So, oh my goodness, it feels good. All right. You know what's really interesting? As I need to like blow my nose real quick. I laugh so hard I have to blow my nose. That's a good sign. It like clears out your sinuses too. Excuse me. Weird. I just blew my nose and it sounded like the Mario noise. It was like bam, 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 dun, 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 dun. Like, I don't know, like the castle. Somehow that's what it reminded me of. That's so stupid and such a vague like nerd reference. Like, for those of you who played Mario, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's like when you go into like the castle levels, it's like dun dun dun. Ba-na-na-na. Like my nose, when I just blew my nose, it was like bam, bam, bam. Alright. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. I still have to blow my nose again. Alright. Okay, we're going to move into a mindfulness practice meditation again. For those of you who are even just joining in late, again, more incentive to be able to join in when you can for future ones. But always go back. Just go ahead. Just go ahead and check out the recordings. And again, know that like the laughter yoga is something you can tap into. So like you could literally just like do it. Okay, for those of you who just got here, we'll just do it for 10 more seconds. Quick mode, activate. This is optional for those of you who already did this. So inhale, exhale, inhale. Ha 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 ha. I sound like a sprinkler. You know the sprinkler where it's like that's what my laugh sounded like there. It's like that's so silly. Reminds me of like there's like an episode in The Simpsons where like Milhouse pretends to be a sprinkler. I don't even remember the context. I just remember it happening. Anyways, one thing I was gonna say as we just like spend the entire next half hour just practicing laughter yoga, but this is like one of the best ways to start your day. So again, I appreciate everybody joining in. Laughter is so powerful. What I was gonna say, this is really interesting. Okay, you know how like Santa Claus, right? Like the archetype of Santa Claus, even though Santa Claus was obviously just a mushroom, but the idea of Santa Claus where he's like, ho, 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 ho. Like Santa laughs like that. He goes, ho, ho, ho. You don't normally hear people laugh like, maybe you do, but like it's not like, anyways, the ho, ho, ho thing, it's interesting because that's like basically like kind of like a mantra where it's like, ho, 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 like that's like an actual like sacred mantra. There's a very specific mantra where it's like hue is like a very sacred mantra, the hue, and then it's like ho ho. I don't know, maybe I'm just stretching here, but I swear Santa's laugh was actually secretly a mantra. That's my conspiracy theory there. Anyways, for those of you just joining in, we just did a laughter practice meditation. For those of you on TikTok, I really appreciate everybody joining in. Hopefully you saw my recent video inviting you, and if so, welcome. Be sure to connect to my Instagram and YouTube, and you can find the recordings since it doesn't record on TikTok, but you can find the recordings on my Instagram and YouTube. So even if you're not like on YouTube, you can still watch the recordings there. And again, that's through my profile bio link. So go ahead, check that out. So thank you again, everyone. If you're having fun, yeah, you guys can just like leave some 1111s in the comments. All right, let's go into our mindfulness practice, and let's just do a quick mindfulness practice, and then we're gonna stand up, and then we're gonna focus a little bit more on our dancing, and then we're gonna make sure that we have enough time for a chakra practice meditation, opposed to doing it in 2 minutes, which happens sometimes because we just get having so much fun. Okay. See, you guys get to decide like what happens on this show. You're just like, more laughter yoga, Brendan. We came here for laughter yoga. Again, once we get to 150 Patreon supporters, I'll just literally do just like an entire broadcast of laughter yoga. So let's reach 150 Patreon supporters by the end of the month. So again, barely the cost of a cup of coffee or 2 cups of coffee per month gets you unlimited laughter yoga. Pretty good deal. So, all right. We're going to drop into our mindfulness practice. So watch, we're going to switch it up here. See, I have this very special ability where like I can carry multiple sides of the spectrum where it's like, hey, welcome to like silly mode laughter time. And then at the same time, like simply by like shifting. And when we do this, we can just bring ourselves into this place of just like finding another level of experience, another level of stillness. So I want to just invite everybody here to just go ahead, gently close your eyes. We're just going to practice here, connecting with our breath. And we're going to practice a very important and very, in its base sense, very simple meditation practice. So as you begin connecting with your breath, Gentle inhales, gentle exhales. What you're going to do, you can put your hands gently where you wish. We are going to practice keeping our focus on one thing at one time. And in the practice of doing this, we are going to observe as thoughts will come and go through our consciousness without attaching to the thoughts, but rather practicing observing them. This is a very, very powerful practice that helps us shift from simply being stuck in our base nature and shifting more into the awareness of our inner being, our higher self, to be able to observe the thoughts opposed to just identifying with them. So those moments when we may have thoughts where it's like, oh, like thoughts of like, you know, even just questioning our self-worth, or thoughts being like, oh, this is da da da, or you're trying to focus and you can't stop thinking about pizza or something like that. All of those little thoughts are like little weights in the gym that you want to be able to flex, that you use to be able to flex the muscles of your mind. So what we're going to do here in the next couple moments, I'll stop talking, and your objective is literally to just keep your focus on your breath, to observe when your mind wanders and gently bring your focus back to your breath. If you want another tip that will help you with this, you can literally focus on the feeling of the air leaving and entering the nostrils. So if you breathe here through like the tip of your nose very gently, there's a subtle sensation. You can use that sensation as a focal point. So finding a place to be able to anchor your focus. And again, that can just literally be the breath in general. And when we do this, you will notice your mind wander. That is a part of the practice. And so in the same way, if you're like lifting up dumbbells at the gym, you want to be able to extend the dumbbell. That's like the moment when your mind begins to wander. And then you pull the dumbbell up. You pull it back up if you're doing like a bicep curl. And that is the moment when you bring your mind, your focus back to a center point. So you actually want to experience your mind wandering so that you can practice bringing it back. One of the most important superpowers you have is your ability to be able to become more aware of how to keep your focus on one place at one time. This will help with deeper meditations. This will help with focusing on tasks. This will help with just being able to lower moments of anxiety and just being able to bring our awareness back to the rhythm of our breath. So as we do this, again, I want you to find that focal point, the sensation of the breath in general, the air inhale, exhale on the nostril, and breathe here, gently breathe. And you will literally probably about 15 seconds into this, as once I stop talking, you'll be like, wow, this is so easy. And then you'll almost forget what you're doing. Observe that moment. So this is your practice to feel, to observe, and to do your best to keep your focus, but to honor when your focus wanders, and then use that as a moment to practice bringing it back to one place. So think of this as like a game. This is like an exercise. Keep breathing here. I'm going to stop talking and we'll practice this together. So gentle inhales and exhales. Observe your thoughts. Do your best to gently bring your focus back to your breath when you notice your thoughts begin to wander on anything but your breath. Practice this for the next few moments. Go ahead. Continue to breathe. Notice how soon into that your egoic mind would have almost been like, wait, what are we doing again? Wait, what? This is too easy. This isn't worth my time. Da, 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 da. Observe all of that. And in the face of it, simply practice being in that breath, that serenity, that place of focus. We'll do this just for a little bit more. One more round. Keep going. This is your practice. Honor it. Just a few more moments. Just a couple more breaths here and we'll conclude. Take another moment here. Just reflect on what that experience was like for you. How much did you notice your mind wander? Was it challenging? And observe the fact that, yeah, it probably was. Observed how peculiar that experience was, where you're just like, wait, what? I almost like forgot what I was doing. Like my mind just kind of drifted. But then I was able to be aware of that drift and gently bring it back. What did that feel like? What did it feel like even just to be in that quiet? Did it feel comfortable? Did it feel challenging? Let's take a moment here to just honor you for just doing a little bit of that practice, and then maybe just be like, yeah, I'm going to practice that a little bit more. I'll practice it on my own time. Imagine trying to do that for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. How much would that sharpen your focus? Good job. Gently bring your awareness back to your physical body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Open your eyes to your awareness of the space around you. Awesome. Good job. Good job, everyone. So again, like that practice is a very simple practice, but a great practice for both beginners and for people who become more familiar with meditation. So again, even for people that are just like I'm not familiar with how to meditate and things like that. That practice is a great way just be able to bring more awareness into the idea that, you're the observer of your thoughts. You can kind of like control where your attention goes. So if you notice that throughout the day, like if you notice like your mind kind of like shifting onto things that maybe you don't want it to be able to shift on, then you can use that will to be able to be like, well, where do I want to put my focus on right now? Put it on this present moment, put it on gratitude, put it on, exercise, put it on making art, simple things. So go ahead, you can leave a quick comment. Like, how was that for you? Was that easy? Was that challenging? Like, go ahead. Like, you're free to leave a comment. Because again, I think that's I know what it's like. Even just like that practice, it's like not even that attractive. Where like people will like, they might like kind of like be here, and then for a second they're almost just like, this isn't worth my time. Like their ego will literally tell them that. And even in your practice, they'll just be like, this is so easy. This isn't worth my time. And what you actually want to do, you want to observe that. You want to observe your impulse to like get up and leave the practice. Like that's the thing with meditation is you sit down and you observe that challenging sensation of you kind of being like I gotta move. I gotta get out of this. And then you're just like, it's okay. We're just going to sit here and we're just going to commit. So what helps with a practice like that is when you just kind of make that little promise to commit, where it's just like, no, there's no option to get up and leave. We're just going to commit just for 5 minutes, just for 10 minutes. Like It's cool. We got time. So I mean, observed how that felt. Observed how that would have been challenging. But again, it's kind of like I like this metaphor of kind of imagining like the mind like this little kitten, and this kitten's trying to like walk this straight line, and then the kitten will naturally just kind of like wander off the line. It will go left and then it will go right because it's a little kitten. But then your job is to kind of be like watching it and then just be like, oh, and you're just kind of like gently pushing it back, gently pushing it one way. And then you're just trying to keep it on this center line, right? So it's like your mind is something that, when left untamed, when left unchecked, it's easy for it to just kind of like go like, whoa, like wherever it wants to. So part of your ability in being able to level up is through the awakening of consciousness. You become aware of kind of like the habits, the impulses, and then over time your actions just become much more of your own will, much more of the will of your inner being, and you become aware of how powerful it is, like how much power you have for your ability to be able to focus and to keep your focus where you choose. Your focus is one of the most important things. Focus, follow one course until successful. So yeah. So again, like, and with the thoughts, like it's not even so much like you're trying to push the thoughts out of your mind. It's more so just observing them and then just kind of letting them pass by. Your thoughts will stay if you kind of attach and kind of like latch onto them and you give them power, you feed them. But if you just kind of observe them and then you kind of like have that other point of focus, then the other thoughts will just kind of go. I'll just say this, and then we're going to get up, we're going to stand up, we're going to do our dancing, and then we'll go into a chakra practice. Right now, like a lot of people are just like, oh, okay, because of the circumstance that we're in, we're just like, don't touch your face, or, it's like, oh, don't touch your face and everything like that. This whole practice is actually a great mindfulness thing, and there's a context to it. Like, don't go out to the grocery store and then accidentally like touch your face, because that's when, you might accidentally be able to transfer something. But what you can actually do is throughout your rest of your day, I want you to like even just notice the impulse that's going to pop up for you to be like, oh, like, like what is happening here? But like notice that impulse, but then just notice your ability to kind of like change the code in that moment and just be able to be like, no, it's okay. Like if I don't touch my face, like the urge will just kind of dissipate. The same thing literally goes for scratching. The next time I want you to observe that you have like a scratch or like an itch on your nose, I want you to intentionally not do it and then notice that it will go away if you just gently kind of like observe the process. This is very powerful, especially when you're falling asleep at night, if you're working on lucid dreaming, and when you're meditating. Like literally when you're meditating, there will be moments where you'll just be like, my nose itches. My nose itches. Oh God, I have to itch my nose. But then if you literally use that moment to just be like, oh, this is a chance to me to kind of like focus my will and change my attention, that urge will literally just kind of dissolve. So I want you to observe this, and I want you to kind of apply the same concept to your thoughts, where your thoughts kind of, they gain power by us kind of immediately reacting to them. Whereas what you want to do is you want to observe them, respond, and then not just kind of like immediately grab onto them, but just kind of let them go. Unless it's a thought that you want to focus on, right? So you get way more control over your ability to just be able to focus your thoughts. So again, super simple, but very powerful. So again, for those of you who may be new, that's a super, super, super effective way. I'll teach you guys some more mind tricks for future ones. Tune in tomorrow. There's a really cool mind trick that I'll actually teach you guys. That will actually help you with like anxiety and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that we can talk about related to that. So, okay, let's stand up and do a little bit of movement exercise. For those of you who have been here before, you know what to expect. For those of you who may be new, this is our movement meditation. So if you're able, go ahead and stand. If you prefer to stay seated, that's totally cool. And thank you again. We got like 5 people tuned in on TikTok. About like 5 or 8 people on Instagram, 11 people on YouTube. Thank you again, like especially those of you who are able to stick around for the entire broadcast. I know not everyone is able to, and it's all equally appreciated. So like please, like whatever works for you. I know some people are just like, yeah, I'll just jump in when I can and maybe I'll watch the recording later. And for those of you, like, again, if you watch these recordings even in the future, like send me a direct message, let me know. I'd love for just to get like to hear stories about what this is within your reality. All right, okay, so from here, for those of you who are here, just start shaking your body. What we're going to do here, this is an important part of the meditation where, again, like so much of the energy that we feel in our body that can often feel heavy, that can often like kind of like lead to feelings of like anxiety and just kind of sluggishness, is physically in our body. So what we're going to do here, we're going to shake our body. This is like an ancient technique. We're going to shake our body. So I want you to just kind of go do a little bit of like a twist like this. This is like an actual like qigong practice where you just kind of like twist like this, just kind of like opens up the energy. And just breathe here. We're just going to do this for a few minutes, and we're going to do our like chi breath, our fire breath, and we're going to do our dragon's breath, and then we'll go into our chakra practice meditation. So I want you to just kind of like shake it up here. We're just going to dance in a second. So for those of you who are new here, what you're going to do an inhale, and then on the exhale, you're going to go. You're literally going to do that, and I know it's going to feel silly. That's good. You can make it feel silly. But again, what you're doing here, you're like literally like shaking out that like kind of stagnant energy. So we're going to do that 3 more times. Follow my lead. Deep inhale. Exhale. Good. Keep moving your body. Deep inhale again. Good. One more time. Deep inhale. Good. All right, okay, just kind of add like a little bit of a flow to your movement right now. We only have to be aware of the time, so just going to kind of do like a little bit of dancing right now. We'll play around with this more, maybe tomorrow, maybe another day, where again, we're just kind of like practicing like bringing movement, practicing dancing like the elements, practicing like kind of dancing like a Shaolin monk. This is very important and something that I encourage you to do more on your own time. Like even just go into the woods and just kind of like put on some music and then just kind of like practice flowing. A lot of times we have this idea where it's like, oh, I'm not a good dancer. I can't dance. Like, oh, you can. And dancing is literally just this practice of like energy moving through your body. And so when you get out of your own way, this energy just naturally flows. And there's no kind of like wrong way to do it. It's again, literally just kind of like moving into this place where you just feel the present moment of this energy kind of coming through. So beautiful. All right, okay. From here, follow my lead, and then we're going to go into a chakra practice meditation in a second. Put a little bit of bend into your knees. Put your hands like this on a deep inhale, and then on the exhale, you're going to go. You're going to do like a big exhale out of your mouth. It's kind of like building the fire inside of you. It's going to activate your energies. Inhale. Big exhale. Inhale. One more. Beautiful. All right, from here, we're moving to our dragon's breath. Again, dragon's breath, super powerful. Get yourself in kind of like a soccer stance, as if you're going to kick a soccer ball. You're going to lean into this. What we're going to do a big inhale, and then the exhale, we're going to go, you're going to roar like a dragon. And when you do this, imagine like smoke, like black gray smoke leaving your body, and this is like kind of stagnant energy. And again, at the same time, you can use this to like honor any frustration and rage. I've said this before, but again, like your anger is actually love in disguise in most cases. Like the only reason you're angry about something is because you actually care about something really deeply. So in this moment, I want you to do like a big inhale and exhale and go, rah! And as you do this, you can even practice like tensing and then releasing, and do this and like just like release any sort of like energy, honor it, just kind of do that. And even if for those of you who aren't focused on anger, you can do this as like a way to like draw in energy, kind of like powering up in Dragon Ball Z. Follow my lead. Deep inhale together. Dragon's roar. If you do that enough times, it'll go Super Saiyan. I promise. Inhale again. One more time. Inhale. Good. Just stand up here. Just kind of shake it out. Bring yourself into a place of stillness. Just take 2 more breaths here. Nice soft exhale. Feel what your body feels like right now. Probably feeling a little bit charged up, nice and warm. Good. All right. From here, gently bring yourself back down to seated, and we're just going to finish it off with our chakra practice meditation. Again, I apologize. Like sometimes the timing on this is just like I'm still working on it, but we only have a few minutes to do our chakra practice meditation. For those of you who are joining in regularly, maybe this is your first time. Fridays is like our very special team meditation. We go really deep with the chakra stuff. And again, you can even go back and check out the past recordings. Like, it's totally cool. So again, for those of you on TikTok, go ahead. Like, even just like go to my Instagram if you're on Instagram and send me a direct message there and let me know that you tuned into this. And you can find the recording through my Instagram and YouTube. All right, chakra practice. We're just going to go through this real quick. Chakras, again, these like energy portals within our body. They are organs for the energetic body. Each one is correlated with a virtue. When we do this, we're like spinning the disc of our energetic body. We're strengthening our energetic field, and we're connecting with the virtues and with the faculties. Each one has a sound. We're going to go through it one by one together. I know this is kind of like a quick introduction for those of you who may be new, but just kind of follow my lead. So together, deep inhale, exhale on your own, and then the first one is going to be the sound E. So just follow my lead, and if you want more information on this, you can send me a DM. I'll send you a cheat sheet and like a 2-hour lecture on this. So just follow my lead, and again, the intention here, you can just be in this place of gratitude and this place of like, again, just like, yeah, like this is you doing this for you. So deep inhale together, deep inhale, exhale, big exhale, follow my lead, deep inhale, the sound E. E. Good. Inhale, the sound A. A. Inhale, the sound O. Inhale, the sound Ah. Ah. Inhale, the sound U. Inhale, the sound M. Inhale, the sound S. Right back to the top. This is the last round, and then we're done in this practice. And again, I know for those of you who may be entirely new to this, I didn't explain it all, but please join in for future ones or check past recordings. And again, at the very least, this is just like a chance to kind of be like mindful with the sensation and mindful just with the sound at the very least. So focus on the sound, kind of like what we were doing earlier. Deep inhale, exhale, deep inhale and the sound E. Inhale. E. Inhale, A. A. Inhale, the sound O. O. Inhale, Ah. Ah. Inhale, U. U. Inhale, M. Inhale, S. With your eyes closed, just put your hands comfortably anywhere on your lap. Take a couple moments here and just conclude your practice, just visualizing these like rainbow colors moving through your chakras, moving through your auric field. And just out of this practice, just allowing yourself to know that in doing this, you're just like helping yourself tap into more inspiration, more mindfulness, awakening your consciousness. Mary, you carry with you throughout your day this sense of grace, this sense of gratitude, this sense of just like really feeling this inspiration within inside of you and this excitement to be able to come back here again and to explore more and to keep leveling up together as a team. Just take a couple breaths here. Finish your practice off with gratitude. Gratitude for yourself. Gratitude for the team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. Awesome. Then just opening up your eyes, finishing off with a little bit of eye gazing. So, thank you again, everyone, for joining in, for being here, for making this a part of your routine, your practice, whenever you get a chance to be here. Again, we are live Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Links are all through my YouTube and Instagram. Please feel free to check out more of the Patreon if you're in a position where you wish to support with a monthly contribution. And again, just thanking you so much for all of what you do. Please feel free to share this broadcast with one friend. Invite one friend to be able to tune into this again. And as always, the light guardian within me sees and honors the light guardian within you. So thank you to all of you for all that you do. Finishing it off with a wolf howl. Go team, go. Have an amazing day. Sending you so much love. Bonus Reiki for you all day. Keep it shifty. I'll see you in the future. Awesome. Let's see. Thank you again. TikTok again. Please feel free to send me a direct message through Instagram or on Instagram if you're on Instagram. So again, just go to my profile, click the little Instagram button, and then you can find my YouTube there, or go to my profile link, and you can find like links for the past recordings as well. And yeah, please feel free to like leave a comment even on one of my posts and let me know if you tuned into this. And I look forward to being able to have you join again. All right, see you soon. Have an awesome day. You did great. And Facebook, YouTube, as always, much love. Like this video. Thank you again.